What is up, guys? Welcome back to Sobacksports podcast, and we're so back with another episode. And it's the 28th episode, man. It's approaching 30 now. Um, yeah, we witnessed a game yesterday. I guess
Wait,
you
wait,
can
wait,
call it.
wait, 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 wait. Before that, guys, if you guys haven't seen Soback Sports channel, he's hit a 1 year anniversary of his channel. So y'all show him some love and subscribe to him, man. He's been grinding a lot like recently. I mean, throughout the whole year, man. He's put a lot of work, time, and effort on his content. So I just wanted to congratulate him, and everyone go subscribe to him, man. He makes a lot of great content, puts a lot of time, and he's very passionate towards it. So go like and subscribe to that.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, he hit about a year yesterday, and it's kind of crazy how much time has passed and whatnot. Yeah, thank you again for the kind words. Appreciate it a lot. And yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, on oh my god, my hair is growing. I need a haircut. But uh the Bears lost yesterday, and it was
Hmm.
not a fun experience whatsoever. I remember at one point I stopped watching and then kind of tuned back in a little bit to see what was up. And then um yeah, it was just at that point the outlook playoffs are no longer a thing. We're not mathematically eliminated, but we should be very soon. I think we are eliminated from contention. I mean, if we hit 10 losses, we're definitely eliminated from contention. Um, but because the NFC is so weak and all that, I think after this week we'll definitely be eliminated. But um, yeah, what are your thoughts on this game? Because
Hey
I had a
man,
lot to say.
I'll say this, man. Like this has been probably one of the most disappointing seasons. I'll say this is honestly worse than 0-4, like last year, because I feel like last year, like at a point in time, like we knew the season was cooked after the Chiefs game, but you know what I'm saying? We knew we were cooked, but after the bye, like before the bye, like we were 4-2. I was like, wait, this actually might be the year we're actually a good team. And yeah, we lost 7 straight after that. So it sucks. Obviously, as a fan, you want to see your team always win. Like we have 9 losses, we're 4-9. We started off 4-2, but it just we had to also understand we're fans of the Chicago Bears. It sucks. But let's jump into it. Let's jump into the Ryan Poles. Let's talk about him because boy is this seat really 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 hot because yeah, you just fired your head coach Matty Flus. Great move, good job. And then you promoted Thomas Brown, and I didn't see a single difference. I mean, look, Eberflus had to go, but you got blown out. Like you got destroyed. It was over at halftime, 24-0. You're not coming back from that. So my question to you and to all the Bears fans is at the end of the season, should Ryan Poles be fired and we start clean with a new head coach and a new basically new regime with a new GM? Because I'll make my point here um that Ryan Poles should be fired because if you think about it, he's made a lot of flaws when it came to investing in the old line. First of all, like his offensive line, he's a former offensive lineman, and the fact that he never really bothered to like like invest in that was really annoying to me. I think his alliance to Matt Eberflus, his allegiance to him was ridiculous. I mean, there were so many head coaching options last year. You didn't go for that. Um, and yeah, you have to, as a rebuild, you have to improve every year, and he hasn't improved. That's just the sad truth. He hasn't improved, and I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he should be fired, and we had to start fresh with the new regime if we lose out, and I think we will lose out.
I don't think okay, first off, he's not getting fired after this season. They're giving him another year and it's been confirmed and all that. Um Second off, he was reportedly wanting to fire Eberflus. It was not his choice after the last season. After last season specifically, he didn't want him, but the regime above, that is the McCaskies, really wanted him to stay. And they said no, we're not firing him. We give him another year. So Ryan Poles' hands were kind of tied at that point. How true is that? Who knows? But there are some good sources that have said the same thing and are very, very consistent. Like I think Albert Breer, close to Jay Glazer, sources closest to Chicago, and the media specifically. But you know, I made a video about this just earlier today, and if you guys haven't already checked it out, do so. But to kind of give a synopsis of what I said, Brian Poles has done a lot of good, but
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think the make or break for his career as a GM is this next coaching hire cycle. They can mess it up, or in general, the Bears as a whole, as a franchise, cannot mess it up. It's not just Ryan Poles at this point, and because if you mess up this coaching hire, you're setting yourself back a decade, essentially, almost. Like you may think like, oh, but if you get a tank again, you get a rookie quarterback. No, but you have to think about it from the perspective of management, upper management at that point. You got a quarterback in Caleb Williams right now who you're seeing through this dysfunction able to thrive and still break Chicago Bears records. Like we have quarterbacks in the past that through dysfunction weren't able to rise to the occasion. Whereas now we have dysfunction, obviously with a slightly better roster, and the Caleb seems to, you know, roll with the punches and still put up decent numbers. Are they great? Are they like outstanding? Not necessarily, but from Chicago Bears like rookie quarterback perspective, it is really good. So give credit where credit is due to Ryan Poles for making the tough decision from moving off of Justin Fields. Obviously, Justin Fields was a big locker room guy. Um,
Yeah, for sure. That's a good move.
everyone's supported him, and Ryan Poles did him good by sending him to a good team. He will have an opportunity is having the opportunity to learn and have some wins, feel good wins, whether it's by proxy or having that opportunity in the beginning of the year to be the quarterback. So in a way, we did him good. But back to the main point, and that is Poles at this point has to get the higher rate. Like I said, higher has to be
Or
correct.
like, okay, wait, real quick. When you get into that, like, my thing is, you're saying that he has to get this higher right? My
Mhm.
thing is, do we trust Ryan Poles to do that? Because my thing
Yes,
is,
because
I,
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
I don't trust him though. Because like the reason why
Okay.
I don't trust him,
Uh huh.
the reason why I don't trust him is because you had options last year, and you decided to go with Matt Eberflus. You
Right,
had
but like I
a
said,
lot of money. You had a lot of money. Like you had like over $65 million. I think no, over $85 million. You had the third most cap space in the league. You didn't spend it on starter quality players. You didn't.
no,
Your
I was
best
getting
move
to
was
that.
trade for Keenan Allen. Yeah.
No, I get that. No, but
Mhm.
like I'm just saying, I was getting to that where it was Ryan Poles. Oh, I lost my train of thought right now. Um, what were you?
Has
What
to
were you
make
saying?
this. You said that Ryan Poles has to make this coaching decision
Yeah,
right.
but the thing is, with Ryan Poles, his options were very limited with what the McCaskies were offering. Like they were not willing to move off of Eberflus because Eberflus provided that defense. We're providing, he showed improvement from year one to year two, despite all those blown leads and you know losing winnable games. They still like if anything,
Yeah.
Eberflus's hands were. I'm sorry, Ryan Poles' hands were kind of tied at that point. Which, to
Mhm.
be fair, okay, it's fair. But when it comes to the Patriots game, he was also at the same point. Like, we have to get rid of him, but the McCaskies held on to him because it comes to a point where it took so many times of losing that they were able to break tradition and fire their head coach mid-season. But now that it's done, he has to nail this hire. And now you can say your thing is your concern is, can you trust Ryan Poles? Well, Kevin Warren and Caleb Williams are going to be part of the process now. At least that's what
I
they're
don't know.
trying to tell us.
I don't think they did. I don't think they said Caleb would be in the process.
No,
But
Caleb was going to get an input.
okay,
Definitely.
here's my thing, right? Like I do agree with you. Like Ryan Poles has done some good. Like he has not done all bad. I feel like he's done like that trade to get Caleb Williams, DJ Moore. Great. That really made our team have hope, right? My thing is, as a GM, right? You started off tearing this thing down, right? I'm gonna go. Okay, how about this? I'll do this. I'll name some stuff that Ryan Poles did and has done, and it will be good and bad. And you tell me if that was a good move, looking at hindsight, and how it impacted the team. All right, you say it's good or
Yeah.
bad. All right,
Okay.
number one, his first. Okay, I'm talking about like 2022 season. His first season, mid-season, the deadline, he traded Robert Quinn for fourth round pick. I thought that was a good move.
That's
He
fine.
was old, fourth round pick. Okay, that's good. His second move he did was he traded Roquan Smith, who is probably a top 3 linebacker in this league, if not top 5, if not top 10. Roquan Smith,
Yeah.
you traded him, right? Because he's asking for a bag, but let's be honest, he deserves the bag. You traded him for a second round pick and a fifth round pick, and in turn, in free agency, you signed Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, who have instantly regressed the season.
Mm.
And that Tremaine Edmonds contract was probably one of the worst contracts I've ever seen. My next thing is then in that same offseason,
But
he
to answer that, I'd say the TJ Edwards one was really good. I think even if he
but I think
regressed,
he's
he still
regressed.
showed. Even
Okay,
if
that
he's
contract
regressed,
isn't
he
bad.
still
Yeah, but
like.
you could have gone
I
no, no, no.
think that, but I think that for the price of, I agree. Tremaine was bad. It wasn't necessarily great either, but I think it was a little bit of overpay for Tremaine. But TJ Edwards, for what he provided that season, I think it was a really still to this day. I think that's a good contract because
Yeah, okay. I think the contract was fine, but okay, maybe TJ Edwards should
player
keep
was good
because
too. TJ Edwards
okay,
continues to
TJ
be good.
Edwards TJ Edwards is fine, but you could have kept Roquan Smith and signed TJ Edwards. His contract was pretty cheap. So
Yeah.
my thing is losing Roquan already a red flag. All right. Next, Chase Clay. Okay, actually the same trade deadline. Chase Claypool for a first round pick. It was a second round pick, but it was really a first round pick because the Dolphins lost their pick. They get for the 32nd overall pick. Yeah, that's the worst trade in NFL history. That's even the no, that's the worst. It's not even close. At least Roquan,
Yeah.
you got a second and a fifth. This one terrible.
Yeah. It was
Then
bad.
after that, it gets better here, right? You give Montez Sweat the bag. No, that's good. That was good. You give Montez with the bag, but then you ignore the defensive line. You ignore the defensive line during free agency, and you don't get anybody. There was big free agent market, right? There was Daniel Hunter, Hassan Reddick. There was Bryce Huff. You could have gone for Brian Burns. There were so many edge rushers on the move. Did not make a single call. Did not hire any of them. Made a big move in DeAndre Swift. Might be the biggest overpay also right there. He's had his moments. He has his ups and down, but that contract for DeAndre Swift now looking good. So, and then the offseason. What like Keenan Allen trade. Okay, fine. It's a fourth round pick. Keenan's been serviceable. It's whatever. But then all he did it was get backups and his offensive line, like you get Coleman Shelton, the guy who gets bull rushed every time. You have not addressed the center position. You have not addressed the tackle position. You have not addressed the guard position. Edge rushers still really, really bad. Other than Montez Sweat, you need to give him help. I know Stevenson's having a bad year, I think, but obviously the Jalen Johnson contract really, really good. He's done some good, but there's just so much bad he's done, and it's like I just cannot see another year with this, man. Enough's enough. We got to go with a new guy because I'm just tired of this. I'm tired because I don't trust him to draft a draft studs. His drafting is pretty suspect too. You drafted Velus Jones, I don't know what team he's on now. What, the Jaguars? Worst team in the league. Um, I think the Kevin Byard contract not that good either. He's been pretty mid this offseason. I think Donald Wright's probably his only good pick. Donald Wright's been a good pick. I think, okay, I'll be honest, I'm a big Stevenson guy. I really like Stevenson, but this year's been really, really bad. But I think I'm not going to say it's a bad pick. I think Gervon Dexter is probably his second best pick. That he's been pretty, pretty good. But I just don't trust him anymore, man. I think he made the right decision in getting Caleb Williams and moving off of Justin Fields. I think that's a great decision. I was against him for doing that. I praise him for making that hard decision. But you have to look at it in the lens of you started the season 3. You started your career as the Bears GM 3-14. Then you went to 7-10. This year you had a better team. You kept Eberflus. You didn't make that much moves in the free agency. You didn't draft that good, and you ignored the offensive line and the defensive line. You ignored deficiencies on this team. I mean, look at the team now. We're in competition being 4-13. You're going backwards. I don't trust him. As a fan, I don't trust him. Do I think he's going to be the GM? Yeah, he will be the GM because Kevin Warren said he will be the GM. But I think if he goes 4-13, he has to be fired. It's not even a question.
I don't think he will be, even if we do. It'd be kind of insane in a sense for the issue with that. At least
But I just
from this
named
perspective,
real quick.
you can
I'll let you
say, listen, yeah, he has done pretty suspect. I think, it's kind of a weird situation now. It's genuinely a weird situation. It feels like Ryan Poles is or Kevin Warren is stepping in. He said enough's enough. He's going to help with the decision making as well when it comes to helping Poles find the head coach, probably even help him draft as well, because
like
at this
that's
point,
ridiculous. Like why is he stepping? A president should not be stepping in. You should have a GM that's competent to do this stuff.
Exactly. But in the same breath, it's kind of like if you bring in a new GM right now, especially at this pivotal moment, it's not going to necessarily work. How do I explain this? It's not going to necessarily work out, especially for the 2025-2026 season, because when you have a new GM, then you're just doing the same thing over and over, like how the Bears have already done. Because what we're trying to do is break that cycle, and in breaking that cycle is not like firing everyone and then starting a complete new regime with a new quarterback that's going into a second season as a rookie. Sorry, it's in his second year. Because while you may think that will work, it's like, okay, we're starting off clean slate, everything is good. New GMs have philosophies of their own, and they want to bring in who they want, and they'll get rid of who they want. That's what Ryan Poles did. He got rid of Khalil Mack. He got rid of a bunch of players that were on the 2018 team, and we're just.
But I think that was a good move though. Those are good.
Those
That's
were good
smart.
moves. But then we're just going back into a cycle with a rookie quarterback or with a quarterback that is ready, should be ready to make a run. That his like early years should not be spent in a rebuild right now. Especially with this level of talent on the team, because you have a lot of young contracts. You have a lot of young talent on this team, and it's a matter of a year continuation.
Be honest,
then
man. Be
if
honest.
things don't work, then move off of it.
Be honest, man. I feel as Bears fans, we kind of overrate our team. I think like we actually overrate the talent we have on this team, because realistically, if we look at the team right now, who's playing elite? I think Caleb Williams is playing elite for what he is, which is a rookie quarterback. I think I wouldn't say he's playing elite, but he's playing good. He's playing good as a rookie, right? So I'm removing his name. His name is fine. But let's talk about the people that were there last year in the additions other than Caleb Williams. I think Roman's been fine. He's been fine. He's expected. He's supposed to be the wide receiver 3. He's playing like a wide receiver 2. He's playing good. DJ Moore, decline. He's on a decline. He is, but he's not bad, but he's dropping a lot of passes this year. He's on a decline. I think he'll be fine. he should still be on the team. But yeah, he's on a decline. Keenan Allen on a decline. Had his moments, has the highs and lows, on a decline. DeAndre Swift had a career year with the Eagles. I know he had a great offensive line, but declined. I think Braxton Jones on a decline, regressed. I think Darnell Wright's improved, but a little bit, not to the length that we
He's
thought he
one of the
would.
best tackles in the league, actually.
So yeah,
By
I think Darnell
PFF.
Wright's fine. He's fine. He's a good tackle. Keep him. Tevin Jenkins, he's just always injured. Like he's gone. I'm sorry, we're not paying him. Like you're not getting the bag, unless we accept his 5th-year option, which I think that'd be dumb. Center, I don't even want to talk about that. Like, who cares with the center? Like he's garbage.
Can I just interject with that a little, because I want to mention something else. I was reading about a lot, or like looking more into the post game analysis and all that, and a lot of the players, it seems like, especially this 49ers game was pretty telling, because usually after um losing like that, firing your head coach and putting in the interim, especially after a mutiny almost happened in the locker room, you would think that the players as a whole would rally behind Thomas Brown and go out there and play with effort. That was not there whatsoever. So it's also, you got to keep in mind that you could say it's regression, but I think it's more of effort, or lack of
I mean,
effort,
look,
and
effort, talent,
cohesiveness within the locker room.
effort, and talent go hand in hand, and I feel like
Not necessarily, because without effort, you can't have your talent. You really can.
No, but I understand that. I completely understand. I'm not even talking about this one game. I'm talking about this whole season. They've all been regressed.
No, I agree. But it just you have to take that into consideration, because
No. Because I think I have taken that into consideration, and everybody.
How many times have we seen the players like DJ Moore? How many times have we seen Jalen Johnson? Well, Jalen Johnson has been the vocal leader of the group. There are a ton of leaders, or like quote unquote leaders, that are like, there are 8 different captains on this team.
That says something about them as a player, and as a player, like they're not like putting effort means that they're not a good football player, because you have to, whenever you enter the field. Not every
player has to be a leader, though.
Yes, that's true. Like, but everyone has to put effort on the football field, no matter who is the coach.
That comes with. You go ahead.
No matter who's the coach, you have to put effort in the game. Because you're doing a disservice to yourself, and you're doing a disservice to the team, and you're doing a disservice to the fans, and doing a disservice to the organization. So that's why I'm counting on. That's why they're regressing. Their attitudes are also part of this. Right. If you're not putting effort on the football field, get out of here. Someone else who would love that opportunity can go out there and play for the team, man. So that's my thing, right? I think everyone's regressed. Attitudes in the locker room has been at an all-time low. Like, I'm just saying right now, everyone has regressed. There's been maybe marginally only like 2 or 3 or 4 people that have gone better this season. Change needs to happen. I cannot see the same thing happen year after year after year. If this is the most pivotal thing for our franchise, why keep the same person in charge? That is my whole thing. If this is the most pivotal thing that's going to shape our franchise for the next 10 years, why keep the same person? Why keep the same person that ruined this franchise?
Would you trust the McCaskies to get a good GM?
It can't get any worse.
What do you mean it can't get worse? Ryan Poles, on paper, relatively did as much, like, is following what the McCaskies do. Like, as long as the McCaskies are happy with with not like spending too much.
Look, again, I won't be
whoever doesn't spend.
I think
I'm right with that.
I just it's tough because of the McCaskies or the McCaskies, but like it's just like I can't see this again, man. Like I'm done. Like every year, I feel like we always overrate this team. We always overrate this team. We always say like, oh wait, the Bears can be this good. Oh wait, this guy's so good. And I did that, and I'm a victim of that. I did that, and we got to look at the hard mirror and say, okay, maybe we're actually this bad. Maybe we are.
We are
because
fickle.
bad teams find bad teams find ways to lose, and we're just a bad football team. And it goes with the GM because he's the one assembling this team. It also is on the players. It is also on the coaching staff, but it's also on the GM. The GM has to take accountability. The fact that Kevin Warren has already said that Ryan Poles' job is safe is crazy to me. And it shows that this franchise is not serious because you have to take that into account that this man Ryan Poles has not given his full effort when it comes to spending his money in free agency, reshaping the offensive line, his defensive line, and you know building the trenches. He hasn't done that. Look at what the Giants GM has done. I'm sorry, not Giants. The Lions GM has done a fantastic job. He started off with the trenches, then got a quarterback like Jared Goff, then got a head coach in Dan Campbell. Got I forgot the whatever that defensive coordinator. He's very very good.
Aaron
And
Glenn.
look, Aaron Glenn got Aiden Hutchinson in the draft. Got Bennett Sewell. Build around Jared Goff, and look at them. They're arguably the best team in the league now. Ryan Poles hasn't done that. He hasn't. He fleeced the Panthers and has done nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're down to the last pick this year in that trade. Right now, the Panthers are looking better than us. They are.
Yeah.
If the Bears play the Panthers right now, the Panthers win
Yeah.
easily.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, I can make an argument that we are the worst team in the football league, in the National Football League, right now. Maybe the Raiders. I don't even know. The Raiders went toe to toe with the Chiefs. They did. So I don't know. At the end of the day, man, I think Ryan Poles has to go. And this is my opinion. He probably won't go because knowing the Bears. And look, and here's the thing. My message to Ryan Poles is: if you are lucky to keep your job, this is it. You have to go out there. I don't care what happens. You got to get the right guy for Caleb Williams. You have to. You finally got a. You finally got a good quarterback that can be a franchise quarterback. The Bears have never had that, right? And he's special. He's a special quarterback, right? Makes winning plays. I mean, he hasn't won those games, but because of the team, but he makes winning plays. And another thing, you said like, it will affect Caleb Williams' growth. I think if Caleb Williams is that good, he can be a new GM and a new head coach will not bother him because I think Caleb Williams is that damn good. Whereas if we get a new coach and a new GM and a new regime, he will still be fantastic because I believe in the talent. I think Justin Fields and Mr. Trubisky might have crumbled with a new a third head coach and a third GM or no a second GM. Actually, no, three GMs. Sorry, three GMs. But I think Caleb Williams is that special where it wouldn't really matter for him. It just wouldn't
Yeah.
because he has the talent. And I'm not saying Fields isn't talented. He's very talented, but he doesn't have the Caleb Williams talent. He doesn't have the clutch gene like Caleb Williams does. And I'm saying as a Fields fan. So I really, really like Caleb Williams. I think no matter what, we get a new GM or a new head coach, or we just only get a head coach, he will play really, really well. But it's up to the Bears front office, is up to the Bears owners and the McCaskies to put the right team with Caleb Williams because you finally got the guy and you cannot screw this up, or as the Bears will never, ever, ever be a good team and never be serious in contention ever. That's just my
I
opinion,
think.
man.
I think. Hold on. Actually, I Loki might have changed my opinion on something right now. I think if the only way I can see this going well for the Bears, I guess now that you kind of reminded me of something. The Bears have always done things the backwards when it comes to whether it's hiring or whether it's building the team. The Bears last time, when it comes to Ryan Poles and Eberflus, they hired Eberflus and then they hired Ryan Poles and said, "Here you go. Hey Ryan, here's your coach. You get no choice, but you have this guy as your coach from now on. From now on, and good luck, buddy." And then on top of that, then hire Kevin Warren, who's the president. So you start from the coach, went to the GM, and then went to president. We did it backwards. When you have the president choosing the GM, then the GM picks the head coach. So in that case, if we're gonna move off of Ryan Poles, which low key, based on what you're telling me, I'm kind of on the sideline where if we're gonna go with the new head coach, we might as well go with the new GM.
That's all I'm saying. And I think that Caleb
Okay,
Williams is so special to do that, man. He's
I
fine. I
agree.
don't think it'll affect him.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. I think you convinced me in a sense because just for the sole reason that we need to have that order of the hierarchy to be reset because Kevin Warren has to pick the GM has to pick the coach, and the new GM would essentially have to pick the new head coach. And listen, a lot of Bears fans right now, like I'm starting to also get there as well. I'm not fully there, but I'm starting to pretty much get there where I don't trust Ryan Poles as much anymore because it's gotten to the point where nothing has really come to fruition with this team.
You can't go
Um,
backwards. Yeah.
yeah. So will we do the logical thing? Probably not, because we are the
Mhm.
Chicago Bears and we never done anything logical since Mike Ditka back in the 1992 when it was the last time he coached. And maybe you could even say Lovie Smith as well, but with Lovie Smith as well, and that whole era before the McCaskies, pre
I mean,
McCaskies,
Nagy was pretty good, I guess. He brought us to the playoffs.
but it was still backwards. It was still all backwards.
Yeah,
Like
that's
at
true.
the end
That's
of the
true.
day,
That's
but
true.
like at the end of the day, it's Ryan Poles has had only one head coach, and that was Eberflus until now. And no, yeah, it was Eberflus. Like, yeah, the cycle has to break, and if it means like chalking off Ryan Poles to break the cycle, that's the only way we can have a chance. And even then, I don't care what the Bears do right now this offseason when it comes to getting all the picks. If they do everything correctly, I still won't believe it because they
Yeah, I gotta
did
see it.
everything.
I gotta see it.
I got to see it on the field because we hyped this team up and we hyped every single team every single year.
Well, did
Like,
we? I don't think we hyped up the 2022 team. We knew that team was gonna be bad, but 2023 we did hype it up. I think we hyped up the
but we
2024
were
team.
thinking that we would win certain games early on in the season. We would
I
win
did. I did.
games. So like until we got to a point where it was like, okay, this team is bad, bad. So we weren't going to be like a playoff team, but like we would have been like we should have been like at least a 6
I thought
7 win team.
I thought we were gonna be like 5-12 that season.
Yeah, we should have won some games, but it was just Justin Fields wasn't as clutch. But um
Also, like the defense was bad, but yeah, Fields wasn't that clutch that year. But hey, it is
yeah,
what
we
it
gave
is.
away a bunch of our defense players too.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
like
it's also a point.
honest. I'll be honest. Like that year, it was really on like it was the coaching. Like it was not coaching. It was really on like the talent, right? So we gave them a pass. Like I mean, it made sense. You did the right thing. You got rid of all the bad contracts. You got the number one pick. You won the Tank Bowl. You got it with the help of Lovey Smith, the GOAT, right? You keep Justin Fields. You trade the number one pick. You did the right choice. You trade back in the draft also to get Donald Wright over Jalen Carter. You get Gervon Dexter. You get some Tyree Stevenson and all that stuff, right? Then you go into the next season. You start the season 0-4. That season's chalked away. Go 7-10, and then you get Montez Sweat his contract. You get Jalen Johnson his contract. You improve the team. You get Caleb Williams. You get Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen. You extend Cole Kmet. You have all those moves, and then this season you start after the bye. You before the bye, you're 4-2. Then you end the season. I mean, the way it looks, you're gonna end 4-13. Um, so I mean, it's just been an abject failure in Ryan Poles' hands. It's been an abject failure with talent support. It's just organizational failure here. And yeah, we need to break the cycle. And if that means to fire Ryan Poles, I'm okay with that. I think it's the right decision, and you just have to do it, man. You have to.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, let's
I
segue though.
mean,
Let's segue. I think we talked a lot about it, but you can take your last point. But
I mean, the next segue is, I would say, pretty much what was it like? What should our focus be on the draft? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious from what we've talked about. That is offensive line and D line. So I there's two like mock drafts that have been kind of going around or being kind of going or circulating, and that is one focus early on heavy with offensive line talent in the draft in the early rounds, or start with the edge rusher and then work your way towards an offensive line. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were
Okay, wait.
on those
I'm
two
gonna share my
options.
screen. I'm gonna share my
Mhm.
screen, and I'm gonna just show you like this mock draft simulator and how I'm looking at the draft right now. I know we already did a video on my channel about this. I just wanted this. I'm. This is only like solely the Bears, so I'm gonna share my screen and then show you that real quick. All right, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start this draft. Right. Uh, actually, no. Never mind. I'm gonna do something else. Actually, I'm a. It's cause it's kind of tough because this draft simulator does like stupid picks. But I'm gonna okay. So basically, my whole thing is I want to see like I want to show everyone like okay we have the ninth pick right now in the draft. I'm gonna show like what the Bears can do. So I think with the first pick, I think it's gonna be the Giants or whoever they pick. I mean the Raiders they're gonna pick a quarterback. So I think Shadur is gonna go off the board, and I think
He's not the number one overall pick though.
I mean one of these two is gonna be the 1 and 2. These are 1 and 2. I think they're the two best quarterbacks in the draft class, right? I think the Patriots are going to go with I don't know, Tetaroa. I
I
think
think
the
Travis Hunter
probably
still
Travis.
on
I
the
mean,
fence.
I think these are I think okay. Wherever
These
these
are a
go,
lot.
these are the top five lock. These are all top five locks here. I think um the so okay. Here's the thing, right? My thing is the Bears need a top five pick or top six pick to get Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell is the best tackle in the draft, and Calvin Banks is the second best tackle in the draft, right? It's a very tackle heavy draft. So my thing is, and then also if you don't get him, if you don't get those two tackles, I don't think you should go with a tackle. I think you should go with Abdul Carter. He's a very good option you can get with an edge rusher. Will Johnson's a very, very good corner. I think he's the second best corner in the draft. There's just so much options the Bears could go. Realistically, I think the Titans will probably go with Will Campbell. I think the Jets will just jet and get Will Johnson. Um, I think they will go with let's just say they go with Ashley Genty. They go with Genty. So look here in the ninth pick, you got some options, right? You got Abdul Carter, you got Malachi Starks, you got Luther Burden, Nick Sorton. See, I think the Bears can get Calvin Banks. I think this is the best option for them to get Calvin Banks at the ninth overall pick. Um, but Abdul Carter is definitely another option here. He's probably the best edge rusher in the draft. You could probably go with him. But yeah, this is my insights. I'm just looking at the draft. This is how I see it, how I evaluate it. I think the Bears should definitely go after an edge rusher or offensive tackle. But I mean, look, in my opinion, if you're a top five pick, you got to go with Will Campbell. He's the best tackle in the draft. You need a tackle. You need someone to, um, you know, like replace Braxton Jones. But I could definitely see them going with like a edge rusher to help with Montez Sweat, which I would love. But I think really, I'm gonna stop sharing. If I'm the Bears, I really focus on Caleb Williams and his development, and I go with the tackle because you gotta protect Caleb Williams. I would not go for Ashton Janty. I would not go for these players. I would go for a tackle, build through the draft. That's what you got to do. That's what the Chiefs did. That's what the Lions are doing. You got to do that. Build through the draft. That's the biggest thing I need Ryan Poles to take away from this. Build through the draft. Build your offensive line for your star quarterback to go out there and play.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of nailed right on the head. It's just pretty much building to the draft, and this is the pivotal draft as well, along with the higher. That's
Yeah,
why this is one of the best, like, biggest off seasons. We thought the
sure.
last off season was, but clearly it is this one because it just a
No.
turning
I
point for the
agree.
organization.
Yeah, and like the thing I showed was like that's what if the season ended today. I think the Bears are gonna lose every game now. So like we're gonna be 4-13. I think we're gonna have a top five pick.
Hmm.
Um or like top four, maybe. So you got a chance to get a really, really good player. But if I'm the Bears, another thing I have is maybe you trade down. I could definitely see the Bears trading down, getting more draft capital. If we're like a top 3 pick, I could definitely see us doing that. Um, but yeah, I'm, you know what? I'm honestly really really excited. And you know, the crazy thing is like, Harrison from Bears Now Chat. I think he tweeted this yesterday. He said
Hmm.
he would script Christmas with his 20-year-old son for the season to end because we're all. I think the season's over. I mean, it's been over, but that's just crazy, right? Like,
Hmm.
it just Bears fans are just giving up on the season. I give up, and I just want a
I'm
good
kind
pick.
of done with the Bears. I'm kind of like, I think I'm at a point where even after last night's game, like, or like yesterday's game, I wasn't that upset necessarily. I was just disappointed, like
Yeah, same.
sincerely disappointed. I was just like,
I was kind of happy. I was kind of happy we lost. Caleb got his 2 touchdowns. Okay, you know, get your stats, homie, and we're just gonna get better pick. I know. Look,
yeah, he only
if
is
my
300
team
yards away from 3,000 yards. I think he already broke the record, right? So, what's the Bears
he broke the rookie
QB
record,
yards record?
he broke it already.
No, I'm talking about not for in a single season. He's not getting there. Eric Kramer is 3,838. He's not getting
It's
there.
fine. He'll get it next season.
Unless Caleb drops like two 400-yard games, I don't see it.
No, he's not gonna
Um,
do it. It's whatever. I mean, look, it's whatever, man. I mean, Caleb Williams is he's that guy, man, and I'm excited. I'll say this, guys. I was wrong about Caleb, and I really like him now. I really do. I think he's that good of a quarterback, and I think one thing Ryan Poles did well is he made that hard decision. Um, and look again, and this channel is very friendly to Justin Fields, so we hope he has a great career. But we're happy that Ryan Poles made that choice, man. That really good decision because now we have a franchise quarterback. And we have a player that can go through adversity and put up good stats, give the Bears a chance to win with adversity, and he's proven that. So, yeah, I'm very, very grateful for Caleb Williams being a Chicago Bear.
yeah, it's kind of crazy actually. I'm just looking at all the the records and stuff, and
Yeah,
it's mostly the defense is records. Like, um, I remember I was reminiscing as well from 2018. I mean, once in a time, I wish I like truly appreciated the 2018 season a lot more. I was starting to get into football back then. I was watching it, but I wasn't like fully invested.
I've been
But
really watching football a lot since 2022. That's why
mhm.
Justin Fields, again, if y'all don't know in the channel, he's my favorite player because he was the Bears quarterback when I started watching football a lot. So that's why he will always be my favorite player. No matter how good Caleb Williams is, he will always be my favorite player. And that's why, because 2022, he
Unless
like,
Caleb wins us a Super Bowl, then it's gonna be different, right?
yeah, I mean, but yeah, probably because I mean, maybe I don't know. It's just because he's my favorite player because of the fact that he got me to watch football. I love watching him play. Like that's the reason why. Like that's why if y'all like don't know, like that's the reason. Like
Hmm.
that's the reason why Justin Fields is my favorite player. But going back to Caleb Williams, my thing is
He
okay.
looks.
So I guess we're near the end of the podcast, but real quick, let's just talk about what do you think Caleb Williams next year? Like, let's look at next year right now. I know it's a little too early. What do you think his expectations will be next year? Because this season, let's just say he ends the season like he's on track to get like 3,500 maybe, right?
Yeah, 3,500 is
Maybe
safe
like
bet.
25, maybe at most 25 touchdowns. I don't
There's
know,
4 games
maybe.
left, and he would
Oh wait, he only
typically
had
get.
4.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean,
Maybe
he got
maybe
a
he
hundred.
could,
He got what? How much? Like 100 and something yards last game. And
for two
he's
studies.
currently at 2,700 right now. Like
Well,
he's
I
not.
don't know if he. I don't know if he, like I think he can get 804 games. He just has to average 200. I think he can get it.
If he averages 200 a game, okay. So let's do some math right now. So how many Caleb Williams?
Bro, just do the math. It's easy, bro. 800 divided by 200
Okay,
is
he has
4.
2,746 yards. Um, 3,800 minus
Oh no, he can't do
2,000.
that. He has to average 299, 288. I think.
Average 288. Okay. So 1,054 divided by 4. Hold on. 1,000. Hold on. I messed it up on my calculator.
We're doing a
God
little
damn.
math here on the pod.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's not divide. Okay, 200 and in the next 4 games to get to 1,054 yards of extra, he needs to
Yeah.
average 263 yards a game. Which let's say he gets like 1 300-yard game in that span. That should do it. Like he can do it if he just averages like 300,
For
like
wait, wait,
one
for
300-yard
what?
game.
For what? 3.5?
No, for 3.8.
He needs 1 400-yard game.
Yeah, if he gets 1 400-yard game, like that
But
will
be,
help.
be be honest, man. Be like, okay, I want that to happen. Be honest.
It could
Did that
happen with
happen?
the Seahawks, but I don't know. It could be.
The
It's the
Seahawks.
only
I
chance
mean,
I
Mike
see.
Mike McDonald's defense. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
also true. But it's
Like
like
I'm okay. I'm okay
it's
with Caleb
weird. The
not breaking
Seahawks
it.
are usually like the most random teams, though.
No,
That's the
no, no.
thing. Like,
Here's the thing. No. I agree with you, but I think I don't care. Caleb Williams breaks the record. He's already shown me that he's the greatest Chicago Bears quarterback to ever step foot. His talent alone and the way he's okay. I can't say the greatest, but he's the best. He's the best
what do you mean he's not the
quarterback.
best?
What?
He's definitely the best.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback has ever stepped foot and wore a Chicago Bears jersey already. I don't care if he breaks that record. He can do it next year. It doesn't matter. I just want him. And you know what's the crazy part? Has not thrown a pick since London. In
Yeah.
a 7-game losing streak, he's not throwing a pick. He's basically doing what CJ Stroud did, but not win. He's not winning.
You know what's kind of insane? I saw this too. 362 snaps have been played, and he has not turned the ball over.
No,
Like,
he did. He did
on
turn
the
the ball over.
363rd play, he did a weird fumble.
But the streak is still alive for interceptions.
But as well, you want to know what the crazy part is? He
Yeah.
is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL with 56 plus sacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has not fumbled once.
No, he fumbled. Well, oh yeah, he didn't fumble on us. Yeah, he didn't fumble on a sack.
That
He
was
just
that was a weird fumble. That was like
yeah.
he pump faked and then it fell.
No, I was really mad at that. Like it's whatever. Like
that just was weird. It was like, okay, fine. All right. I'm not mad about that. That's like, okay, Kale.
Yeah.
That doesn't
No,
happen.
like I'm being so serious. I'm okay with him throwing picks. Like I really want him to learn. But I guess he's just already smart. He's smart with the ball, I guess.
He's doing enough. Like it's just that he's doing enough to not.
I'll be honest, man. If he could do
it,
yeah, we do have our guy. That's the thing. Like, if one thing we could take from the season is we have our guy. We have our guy.
And it's not like how we were with Justin Fields, you know, like in 2022.
Well, here's the thing with Justin Fields, right? There was always that question, right?
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
always actually I didn't have that question because obviously I was a fan, but there was always that question with like, can he throw the ball? Like, he could throw the ball. It's just like, can he throw it like throw it? You know what I'm saying? Like the question that people were saying with Lamar Jackson.
Throw it in close situations, can he throw it? That's pretty much
and he didn't. He was more relying on his legs. I'm not saying he couldn't throw the ball. He could. He definitely has the talent to throw the ball. It's just that he was not making timely throws.
He wasn't, and on top of that as well, like the offense didn't do him any favors, or the play calling didn't do him any favors either when he was developing with Luke Getsy. Luke Getsy just like decided to tap into his athleticism and
no. I agree with you there. But the thing with Justin Fields and the reason why we all like thought he shouldn't be the guy going forward is because we're seeing this with Caleb Williams, where he had bad play calling, but he wasn't. Caleb Williams is so good in the fact that he has bad play calling that he's still elevating the play calling. He's making okay. I'm be honest. Thomas Brown's decent, but he's making Thomas Brown's plays look good. He made Thomas Brown have a chance to be a coach because he's playing better. Like I mean, like you can call the plays, but you need the quarterback to execute the plays, and he is executing the plays in a very, very high level. And that's something I really, really enjoy watching Caleb Williams play. Is he's so poised in the pocket. He like knows how to throw it. He knows where he throws with anticipation. That's something where Justin Fields really didn't do it. I think he feels like he needed to see him wide open for him to throw the ball. And
Mhm. He
and the
doesn't
thing
throw
is,
with anticipation.
the Bears quarterbacks in the last 2 years have only thrown 14 interceptions in the last
Mhm.
2 years. We don't really throw that many interceptions. We really don't.
He fumbled though.
Yeah, he did fumble though.
But I'm just saying, okay, either way, I still think that um yeah, Caleb is gonna be so good, man. It's just we just can't fumble this year. Like
Yeah.
genuinely cannot fumble this year because he's too good, man. He's genuinely too special for us to ruin. Um and the thing is, what worries me about this team is that they have Bears are a team even with a talent like him. I'm worried that, you know, it will be like an Andrew Luck situation where I mean Andrew Luck in general, I remember watching a video about him like recently and kind of like about his like he was he was an interesting quarterback in a sense. It was kind of like Andrew Luck and RG3 were first and second, and uh, Caleb and Jaden Daniels number first and second as well. It's kind of a little bit parallels. I think Jaden might win Rookie of the Year, unfortunately, but like who cares? Um,
No,
but
wait. Why not Bo?
both could wear. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make a comparison right now. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like RG3 won the Rookie of the Year, but it turned out that Luck was a better talent. But the thing is, the Indianapolis Colts didn't like give him an offensive line ever. He got hurt too much, and he went 11-5 in his first season, 11-5 the second season, 11-5. They consistently made the playoffs. They almost made a Super Bowl once, as well, but they faced Tom Brady. It's Andrew Luck was that generational, and he but due to the fact that 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 grace period ran out and the offensive line started to crumble, and as soon as they got a good offensive line, get this, as soon as they created the greatest, like one of the best offensive lines the Colts have ever had, Andrew Luck retired, saying I had enough. Like I need to focus on like me being with my family. Obviously, this is
No,
not
I
like a
think I don't know. I don't think Caleb Williams is gonna be like that though.
no, but
I really hope he's
I'm
not.
worried that like if the Bears don't, that's what I'm saying. Like the Bears have to take advantage of this. They
Yeah, for
have to
sure.
go out
You got your
and
guy.
you have to really cater and do anything. Literally, the Chiefs did everything possible for Mahomes to be successful. And look at him now. Even with the garbage team sometimes, he can still be successful in that offense. Even with a coordinator like Matt Nagy, who's basically drawing squiggly lines as a play calling,
He's about to repeat.
he will potentially get a three-peat. So like you could make he makes the coordinators look good.
Matt,
Same with Aaron Rodgers.
real,
Aaron
real
Rodgers made
quick,
his
you think
coordinators look good.
real quick? Do you think Matt Nagy will be a head coach after the season, like a head
Oh
coach
yeah, he's
somewhere?
definitely in the kind of consideration, especially after 3 years. Like he definitely will. Because the thing is, with Matt Nagy, he has head coaching experience, but also he went to 3 Super Bowls. I mean, two. But like, if the Chiefs go to
No,
another, that's
yeah,
already insane. Like, you obviously won't say like
and one.
Matt Nagy was the reason why Mahomes was good. No, that's not the case at all. Because Matt Nagy, I felt like when Matt Nagy took over, the offense kind of regressed a lot. When it comes to play calling.
I wouldn't say that. I think the second year wasn't that good, but his first year, Mahomes went crazy.
Well, that's because Andy Reid was still calling plays. But then they knew that
Oh yeah, I
Mahomes was
forgot. Yeah, I
Mahomes was
forgot about
pretty
that.
much gonna call his own plays pretty much and dial in plays. So
I
he
wouldn't
didn't.
if I'm
He
a, if
said
I'm a team. If I'm a team, I wouldn't hire Nagy.
they probably will. I think Matt Nagy probably just gained a lot of experience, and I think that's gonna definitely help him. He definitely got like absolutely wrecked because remember Matt Nagy in his first season was Coach of the Year. He he was really good that season. He made some very like unique play designs. It's just that the one thing like this season, the one thing that broke him and the rest of the team was the double doink. And like this team currently, the Hail Mary. Like plays like that can break head coaches' spirits specifically. And I think with like the experience that he has, he probably could be good. But
Yeah. All right.
yeah, we're
You
about
wanna wrap,
reaching 55
just
minutes.
wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess we kind of went on a little bit of a tangent there, but it's always good discussion. But that's gonna do it for today's episode. Please, thank you again. Actually, before that, thank you again so much for watching or listening. Really appreciate it. Always remember to like and subscribe. It's totally free. You can always unsubscribe later, and always remember
But
to
no,
like the
don't
video.
unsubscribe. Don't unsubscribe, guys. Don't
Exactly, don't
unsubscribe.
unsubscribe.
Nothing good
Exactly,
happens when you
exactly,
unsubscribe.
exactly.
But real quick, before we end, I want to make a little announcement, guys. All right. So I know that I've been saying this a lot, but starting Friday, I think Friday will be our first episode. The podcast, there will be a new podcast happening, not on this channel, it'll be on my channel, SlashingGotNext, like right on my name. There will be a podcast on the NBA. It will be with my boy David. Y'all have seen him on the podcast a lot. We're gonna be talking about just basketball, NBA. So if you guys really like that content, come to that channel. Come to my channel actually. It'll be on there. And we will be going live for some of the NBA games here and there. We'll let you know. But yeah, I just really wanted to. I'm really excited for this opportunity. To do make a podcast on the NBA and basketball. I really like the NBA a lot. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to pop in and listen to our content. It'll be on my channel, SlashingGotNext. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was my announcement. But I'm just excited to be
sounds
back. I'm excited to make some content. I just been taking a break. I had the YouTube strike. I had a big roadblock in my content creating, but I'm excited, to come back and do something that I really love, which is talk about sports. So appreciate if y'all can go tune into that, share with your friends who like basketball and love the NBA like I do.
sounds good. Yeah, always check them out, and that's gonna do it. Remember to like and subscribe, and we have podcast episodes every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's gonna do it.
Well,
And as
it's Tuesday
always,
already.
well, yeah, yeah. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.